I genuinely believe that anyone can become a reader, even if you've hated reading your entire life, or if you've hated it since school destroyed the joy of it. And I would like to help you become a reader in however many minutes this video ends up being. For context, I was somebody who enjoyed reading vaguely when I was a child, and then as I got older, I just kind of stopped reading. Or when I would pick up a book, I would just get really bored really quickly, and I was never finding something that I really personally love. But a few years ago, reading became my #1 hobby, and it has stayed that way ever since. The first thing that you need to do is let go of your identity as being a non-reader. I feel like I've talked to plenty of people where when I say that I'm a reader, they tell me, oh, well, I'm just not a reader. I would have said that at one point too. But I think you really need to either take the negative feelings that you had associated with reading or your identity around being a non-reader. You need to take that and you need to throw it in the trash. Literally anyone can become a reader. Anyone can become a baker. Anyone can become a painter.
Anyone can cook.
So why should you not be able to become a reader if you want to become a reader? The next thing that I would say is that you need to find what you actually enjoy reading. It's probably not textbooks. It might not be classics. I used to feel like when people would say they were a reader, it was like, oh, so they read like classic literature. But you can be a reader and read whatever you want. If I were starting my reading journey right now, I would make a list of each of the genres and I would try whichever ones interested me. Mystery thrillers, romance, you've got general fiction, historical fiction, fantasy is a huge one. A lot of people love fantasy. And of course, you could enjoy classics, although I think if you're coming to this video, you probably have read classics and didn't enjoy it. That's just a guess. Now, I am making a short form video that includes my top recommendations from each genre if you're starting out. So after this video, you can go to my channel and find that in the shorts section. When I first started reading again, after not having read for quite a long time, many years, or like when I did read, it was like a couple chapters of a book and I would be bored, I started reading adult romance and I ended up hating it. The first book I picked up as like an adult was People We Meet on Vacation, and I literally could not read it. I thought it was so weird that the timelines were alternating between the chapters because I had never really read anything like that before. And so I put that book away and was like, well, I guess I'm not a reader anymore, so I'm just gonna not even try again. And when I did try again, I liked the other books I was picking up, and when I went back to read People We Meet on Vacation, I actually really enjoyed it. So feel free to experiment and try new genres. You might be surprised by what you end up enjoying. Number 3. I think you need to find the format that you enjoy. I think when you do think of a reader, you're typically going to think of somebody who's reading a hardback or paperback book physically. And while I do love that and I love the aesthetic of reading a physical book, there are a lot of other options if you don't have any books currently. My best suggestion would be to get a library card first off, but my second suggestion would be to download the Kindle app on your phone. You do not need to buy a Kindle, although I do have a Kindle and I love it. It's also like an older edition. You can find these for pretty affordable, but I would download the Kindle app and I would find books that you are interested in. A lot of times Kindle will do sales. There's also this thing called Kindle Unlimited if you've never heard of it before. It's a subscription service. I think it's like $11, maybe $12 a month. If you're just first starting out, maybe don't go that route, but you can go on the Kindle app and you can find books for pretty affordable prices and read on your phone or like on your iPad or anything that you have available to you. And of course, in the future, if you want to upgrade, go ahead and buy a Kindle. I love them. The other option is to listen to audiobooks. There's also a couple options for this. On Spotify, you can like do an add-on of audiobooks. So I think it's like a premium instead of a basic subscription, which is only like a few extra dollars a month, I believe. So if you want to do it that way, Spotify gives you 15 hours with that subscription type. Do your own research, but that is a fun way that I like to listen to like a book or two a month. And then of course, if you want to, you can get like Audible, any of those others. I forgot to mention, if you have a library card, you can also get the Libby app, which includes audiobooks from your library, which is really cool. They also have ebooks as well. And then if you are wanting to go the physical book route and not wanting to go to the library, there are a lot of very good ways to get your hands on a book for a pretty good price. I love the website Book Outlet. They sell books for stupidly cheap, like $6 for a book. It's like a thrift store, but online. And speaking of thrift stores, check out your local thrift stores. Maybe you'll find something you really enjoy. My next tip is to do something called DNFing. If you start reading a book and you're not enjoying it, you should not have to feel the obligation to finish that book. DNF stands for did not finish, and I think it's an amazing, amazing thing. One of my goals this year was actually to DNF more often, because if I'm not liking a book, why should I force myself to finish it? I just think also you are able to try more if you DNF faster. I also used to always feel like if I spend money on it, like I have to finish it, which is why libraries are a great thing. This is just me, my personality. I'm very like focused on metrics and numbers and stuff like that. I would recommend you downloading an app like Goodreads or FABLE. Goodreads is like the classic one that people have had for years. I personally prefer FABLE. It's way more aesthetically pleasing and I just enjoy the features on there a lot more. On this app, you can make a list of all the books you want to read, which I also think is super fun just because if you hear someone suggest a book, you should add it to your want to read list so you can go back to it later. It also has a feature where you can mark your books as currently reading. Every single day, mark that you read that day and then say which page you're on. It'll tell you the percentage you are through your book and it will tell you how many days in a row you've read. And I just absolutely love that. It makes reading even more fun for me because it almost turns it into a game. My next tip, connect with readers in person or online. I know it's hard to find readers in real life. It's been something that's been difficult for me. I thankfully have a few friends in my life that are also readers, specifically my best friend, and it's really fun because we get to talk about books together. But if you don't have that, follow book creators. Not personal like plug for me specifically, but like I'm not gonna be mad if you follow me. But it's really, really fun to look at different people's interests and recommendations, and over time you'll probably find creators whose tastes align with yours, and then it's really fun because when they recommend a book, you're like, okay, well, I think I'm gonna like the book that they like. TikTok is a really fun place. There's a lot of people, a lot of conversations going on there. I always have my book talk linked in the description if you want to go follow me there. The other thing I'll say is do not compare yourself to these people online. For one, a lot of the creators are full-time book creators, which is a dream, obviously, but they're able to read a lot more books than you probably will be able to. And also, people have different book tastes. So if somebody is saying that your tastes are dumb, like just ignore them. And yeah, again, don't compare yourself to other people. Easier said than done sometimes, but yeah. If you guys have any questions or any other specific videos you would like to see, be sure to leave a comment down below. And once again, I am going to be making that video of each book in each genre that I would recommend to a new reader. And I'll see if I can link that down below somehow. I'm not exactly sure how that works with like short videos or whatnot, but I hope that you have the most amazing reading journey and I wish you the absolute best. That's it for me. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.